Welcome to my channel. So today I am going to do a book haul. This month I picked up quite a few books and some I've read already, so we just start. So the first thing I picked up was a series. I haven't read any sci-fi this year so far. I do tend to binge a lot of it in October and November, so I'm hoping that I get to some of these ones that I have some here, but I also have some on my Kindle. But the physical books I have, so I have Binti, and this book I've heard a lot about. It's very small. I just started today, so it's interesting. It's kind of like a dystopia, but when I'm my August wrap up, I'll talk more about it. But it's so small, I just don't feel the need to give you a synopsis because it's a small read. But anyway, I picked up the first one, and I also picked up the second one, and from what I hear, the third one is either it's out or it's about to be out, but I didn't get to look it up to see, but I'm pretty sure I saw a cover of a third one. The next book I picked up was called Every Last Lie by Mary Kubica. Now, I've read her previous book, The Good Girl, and it was interesting. I actually reviewed it on my blog. I'll probably link it somewhere below. And she has an interesting way of writing mystery, crime solving kind of books. So this book, from what I've read, is about a woman who lost, I guess, her husband, her kids, in a car accident, but only one person survived, and there's a little bit of a mystery of what happened. So it gets unfolded in this book. So I'm pretty sure she's gonna have a clever way of writing this book where hopefully she don't piss me off. But we'll see. Next two books I picked up was Off the Man Booker Long List. I've read 3 of the books on the list so far. 2 I liked, 1 I was just like, no, I didn't like. But I decided to take chances on 2 more and see how they turn out. So this one is called The History of Wolves, and it's an interesting reviews I've seen so far on the book, where some people like it, some people didn't. They thought it was boring, but I don't know, for some reason it's interesting to me. So and it's not that big, so I figure I'll try this one. Next one is Lincoln in the Bardo. Now this one I've heard a lot more positive things about, and it's also historic fiction, and I'm really in need of reading one because I have not been reading any of that this year. And this one's a little haunting, had a little ghost aspect to it, which I'm probably going to save for October. But I also feel like this book is probably going to confuse the heck out of me, but I'm here for it. So we'll see. The next 2 books I read already. So the first one is 32 Candles by Ernesta Carter. Now this book, I just did a review on it on my blog. Loved it. This book is that book that will have you laughing, smiling, feel good moment, that share on, like, you know, the character. And if you notice the title, 32 Candles, is very similar to 16 Candles in terms of they talked about it in the book, but it's a completely different story in terms of the plot line. But I loved it. I can't recommend this enough. Like, I feel like this is like a perfect chill on a weekend kind of book to read. So yeah. The second book I read last year, which is a part 2 to that book. It's not really a part 2 because you don't need to read them together. They're not a continuation. It's just there are similar characters from the first one in here. But this one is The Awesome Girl's Guide to Dating an Extraordinary Man, and this is another good book I read last year, but I didn't have a physical copy. I read it on my Kindle, so this time around I decided to buy the physical book, and I want to reread it at some point again. So the next books I pick up are graphic novels, and I wanted to try this series that I hear a lot of people talk about, and it's called Paper Girls 1. I picked up volume 1 and I picked up volume 2, and another reason why I also picked it up, not besides that, is one of the authors of Saga, which is like my favorite graphic novel right now, is also did this book. So I figured if I really love him for Saga, this must be really good too. So we'll see. Probably not going to get to it this month, but most likely in September I get to at least the first volume. So, and that's all the books I have. So go ahead and subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff we're supposed to say at the end. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day. And if you read any of these stuff, go ahead and leave a comment down the bottom. And that's it.